Furiosa came out a while back, and I've been meaning to make my review of it. This comes a little too late. I loved Fury Road. I think it makes my all-time favorites. So I was excited to get into this one. However, over the course of its short run, it has joined the recent list of big-name flops like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and The Fall Guy. Two movies which I saw a lot of marketing for. And it hurts to think that maybe if I had made this review sooner, I could have changed that. But it's too little, too late. If things don't turn around for the big releases of Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4, we will be entering a very dark period for cinemas.
My world is fire and blood.
Why are you hurting these people? It's the oil, stupid. Oil wars.
We are killing for gasoline.
The world is actually running out of water.
Mankind has gone rogue, terrorizing itself.
Thermonuclear skirmish.
The earth is sour.
Our bones are poisoned.
We have become half-life.
The movie starts out, and immediately it's very clear that things are indeed set in Australia. Young Furiosa is stolen away from the Green Place by a group of bandits, and her journey ensues. The first part of the movie, however, was all about Chris Hemsworth's Dementus. We learn a lot about him. Dementus is a demented villain, very capable of heinous acts, but he is not infallible. A lot of what he does seems to go wrong, which in a strange way is quite endearing. So he's not the perfect leader, just another guy trying to survive the wasteland. He's kind of like an ancient emperor. He also has an advisor, philosopher by his side, who, much like in WALL-E, has to teach him the old ways of the world.
Computer. Define dancing.
Dancing, a series of movements involving two partners where speed...
He really wrongs Furiosa in a multitude of ways, and the rest of the movie is Furiosa trying to get revenge. And as it turns out, the movie ends up following a pretty biblical narrative. The last movie I reviewed was another revenge film, Monkey Man, which also featured a stoic main character. Because much like in Fury Road, the titular character, Furiosa, doesn't have many lines of dialogue. That's left for Dementus. But it differs in its pacing. Fury Road is relentless, but this film has more breathing room in between the action. More time is spent with the characters and understanding the Mad Max world, which some people might find interesting. I did find the action to be as thrilling as it was in Fury Road, with some new ideas. I'm a big fan of the road wars in general, and in this one, George Miller added some new styles of combat. Yeah, we saw some parachutes and some kites, although there were some distracting visual effects, something I really didn't notice in Fury Road, but here it was pretty glaring in some scenes, which was a bit disappointing. Something I would also like to note is how it almost felt like a horror movie at times, with just how violent and gruesome things could be in the arid wasteland. Some stuff did put me on edge, but what is amazing, of course, is watching these movies in cinema on the big screen, especially when the sound is designed so well to make good use of the surround sound speakers. Hearing the engines roaring on those speakers is exactly why you go and watch something like this. What was a letdown for me was the ending, which I felt dragged on a bit and became kind of melodramatic. So even though I felt strongly positive for the majority of the movie, I was even astounded by one moment in particular. It won't be up there with Fury Road, but it does enough to get a metal 7 out of 10. I feel like I've messed up my rating system a little, and I would like to retroactively downgrade Napoleon from a 6 to a 5, because I really preferred this movie so much more. But back to Furiosa, I do find it unfortunate that it's performed in such an underwhelming way in the box office, and it might be too late to catch it in cinemas, but I would recommend. I got this poster for my job, and I'm really happy with it, because it does a lot to remind me of the good times, and it makes me excited for the future. There is no hope. Not for you. Not for them. Certainly not for me. Coming up, I'll be watching The Bike Riders, Inside Out 2, and Kinds of Kindness, maybe. So until next time,